Hello, this is Tom at RibFix. Today I was going to show you how to repair or replace one of these if they get broken. Sometimes it'll rip through this part and then the metal D-ring will just pull out. Now, a lot of places it's often best to replace the rope, replace the D-ring, then you could just buy a new one of these already made, and all you have to do is take off the old one, refit a new one. But sometimes we get people that don't really want to have to replace the rope, or it's unable to be unspliced, so they will try to keep the D-ring attached to the rope but also replace the D-ring patch. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Hopefully it will make sense to you. So what we have to do is get you to work out how to do these. In some cases, when you remove the old one, take that apart, and then you would end up with something like this. But if it has actually ripped in half, it might be a little bit harder to copy. So I'll just show you how to make one of these for the rope that you've got. And this would also work for straight ropes and for looped ropes, but it wouldn't work if the rest of your lifelines or D-ring were all done with webbing strapped D-rings. If it's a webbing one, you're probably better off contacting me and I can make some up. But I'll show you how to make these, and then you can use them however you want. So the tools you'll need will be a set square, dividers, scissors, Stanley knife, pencil and a ruler. So things that we'll need to know when you start is if you have a 2-inch D-ring or a 1-inch D-ring, 30mm D-ring, or just maybe straight ropes, so you'll just have a loop through the middle. Either way, you need to know what your measurements are for the one that you need. Most boats would have, say, 18cm disc, and so when you make this, you'll want it to be a 150mm circle. So you'll get your dividers, you'll measure it out 15cm, 150mm, halve that, so 75. Draw your circle, and then once you've got your circle, use the centre mark that from your dividers and draw a line down the middle. Once you've got your line down the middle, go to your rope. So it's 14mm, we'll round that up 20mm overall. So from this point here, you want to mark the middle of this circle. So 150mm, you want 75. So once you've got that, now you can measure however wide your D-ring is. You can, if it's a 50mm D-ring, you can do a 50mm retaining strap part. So from that point there, 25mm or 1 inch either side of the centre mark. And then, as we said before, because of this being 14, we round it up to 20, so we'll say 1cm either side of the centre. So you end up with a square like this. Now you get your set square, and you'll draw up to your lines. Join the top just for the sake of it, because it will help you in a minute. So then you end up with something like that. So once you've got this, you'll then cut this circle out and cut down the middle. So that will leave you with this. Now you want to find out the distance between these two parts, how wide these bits need to be apart from one another. So to find that out, you get this, and you'll get some fabric or anything sort of flattish, and what you do is you'll pull that down so that it's flat against a flat surface and it goes over the top of the rope. Once you've got it down, mark in these corners .40mm. That's a bit more. That was the same as the first one. So 40mm, you've got your 40mm mark, and now on this where it's 1 centimetre in, you want to put your 40mm. Once you've got that separated so that 40mm is on this point here and this point here, then you could get another piece of paper or something, and you can draw your square across the two and stick those two together, holding it in shape. Now that will be the shape that you need to draw to create that part of it. Once you've got the template made, you need to cut out 2 of these, and you want to sand it, the back and the front face on both of them. You might say, well, why am I sanding across here? Well, that's because you want to match the strap that goes across the top of this part here as the same colour as your boat, or if you have contrasting wear patches or D-rings, then you'll do it the same colour as your D-rings. So you'll get a 50mm strip of whatever colour you choose to use for the centre part, and you'll put that over the top of this piece here so that you'll have a square or rectangle going over the middle. So from that point, you're now pretty much ready to start assembling this lot on your boat. So what you'll do is you'll cut out one of these, same dimensions as the current ones that you've got. You'll get your rope with your D-ring on it, and you'll put it through this part onto the rope. Now you'll have something like that. Once you have this, you can fold this piece up, put that through the D-ring, so you end up with this. Now this will have a square on it of non-sanded fabric, rectangle, sorry. So once you've got to that stage, pull it all through, you'll have a non-sanded piece of fabric here. So you get your pen and you pull that through as much as possible, making sure that these two surfaces are touching, and then you'll mark it here and here. That way you can lift this back off and you can sand up to that line that you've just marked. Once that's done, you can glue the inside of there, and then do it again, and the next time you can wait a while and then you can stick those two parts together. Once you've got that, then you're back to sticking this back on the tube the way that it was originally done. I hope that helps you out. We'll try and come up with some other repair videos to give you that should be useful. Goodbye.